Road and Highway 1 is the vaccine clinic. Oh, by the way, that's a Spirit Veterinary Clinic. And I want to remind you that we are live streaming this event. So Susan's going to dance a little bit later. He's saying, what the heck are you doing? He can't hear himself because I don't have the mic up. Now, can you hear yourself? Oh, I still don't hear you.
1, 2.
There you are. And you're very good at that testing.
Check.
You're there. Okay, so we're live streaming this on YouTube. Just go to KGUA YouTube and you'll find us. And of course, we are accompanied by our wing woman, as she's known. Leanne Lindsay is in the background, making sure everything is working properly. There you go. You just got a big thumbs up from Seuss. So again, vaccine clinic at Stewart's Point, right across from Two Fish Bakery. No appointment necessary. You can just show up today from 8:30 to 12:30. Nancy Gastonguay from Coastal Seniors wrote, how would you like to help our local seniors age in place and have fun too? They're looking for drivers to take their clients on shopping trips to medical appointments and occasionally on out-of-town trips to Fort Bragg, Ukiah, and Santa Rosa. So if you think you could drive and would enjoy helping our coastal seniors, and you never know who could be on that bus, you just never know. Call area code 707-882-2137, 882-2137. That's a phone number for coastal seniors, or email director@coastalseniors.org. And that's all one word, coastalseniors.org. A couple other things we want to get to here. Are you a small business in need of help with your economic development or financing? There are in Sonoma County, there are funds available. And we got a little bit of help actually from the state here at the station. So they helped that's a different fund, but it's look online because we know how many of you are hurting right now. And there are some funds that could be able to help you. So this one is Economic Development and Financing Corp, EDFC. Call area code 707-234-5704 if you are in Sonoma County. Once again, that is 707-234-5705, and ask about funds for small businesses. And next Thursday, I wanted to let you know next Thursday is the medication take back event. So mark your calendar, a week from today, August 26th, in the parking lot of the Gualala Community Pharmacy, our favorite pharmacy right here. It's Gualala Community Pharmacy from 9 to 12. And in Point Arena, in front of the bus stop on Main Street from 12:30 to 3 p.m., you have any old medications, expired medications, bring them, give them to someone from, you don't have to get out of the car, just roll down your window and give them to somebody from Mendonoma Health Alliance and get those things out of your house. Don't have to worry about them. Almost there, Suze. Just two more quick announcements. This one is a reminder of another event in a week. The Studio Discovery Tour will be happening, and Seuss, we all support each other and some of the similar artists, but we're going to be talking about the art in the Redwoods in just a couple of minutes. So anyway, pick this up. Oh my God, what was that? Pick this up. I think you can get this over at, all kinds of places in town. Discovery Gallery is one place. All right. And two more. COVID, reminders, please wear your masks, please get vaccinated. And we have lost 55 people, 5 in the last one. Thank you, Seuss. Seuss is wearing his mask. I have mine here. I have a handy dandy mask lanyard, so I never have to worry about it. It's really, I love it, sent to me by a Navajo friend. Anyway, there's just really no discussion about this. COVID is real. Delta vaccine is real. Delta variant is here. Save somebody's life. You know, you're talking, you wear a mask, you get vaccinated, you are saving how many people's lives? You don't know. Think about it that way. And last but not least, tomorrow morning on Peggy's Place, guest host George Callis will be here. Yay. Thank you, George. And it'll be the first of several times he will come and guest host for us. He will be on Peggy's Place and he will be talking to the Sea Ranch Thespians about their next play, In the White Barn, right? In the White Barn, other desert cities. Gosh, are we a desert city? I hope not. Okay, take a little breath here. You are listening to Peggy's Place here on KGUA in Gualala. You might be listening on the TuneIn app, Radio Garden, or our very own Air Pocket app. You can take us all over wherever you go, and you can hear Seuss from the garden at one of the gardens at Gualala Arts Center. Good morning, Seuss.
Good morning, Peggy. And can you hear me okay? Because am
Yeah,
I coming through?
Yes, you're coming
Perfect. Okay, great. I'm just not hearing myself in my headphones, but that is fine.
I don't know why,
That's
but
okay. I see my little microphone, and if you can hear me, that is just perfect.
okay, you are on. Tell us
Excellent.
what's and you know, and nice and in full disclosure, I always have to remind people that at one point I was on the board of the Gualala Arts Center, which I love. We love the
Yay.
Arts Center. So anyway, you know, it's
Thank
a
you
small
very
town.
much for your service. It's a much needed thing for our community. Our board members for all of our nonprofits are always looking for new board members, new activity, new volunteers. And so it's a very thankless job, Peggy. So thank you very much for your time on the board. We really
Well,
appreciate it.
no. Thank you. No, I do mean that. Sus has been executive director. I don't know how. He is just amazing at what he has done and continues to do. And so, Sus, this is what, the 60th year?
So we had our very first Art in the Redwoods in 1961. Betty O'Neill and Kathy DeMaio came up with the concept. And I know we only have about an hour or 20 minutes on this program, I'm not sure how long. So I won't go into every year's history. But Kathy DeMaio and Betty O'Neill, and Betty passed away last year, so she's with us in spirit here at the Art in the Redwoods. And we're very happy to actually have Art in the Redwoods in person this year. So 60 years later, we had to take off our 59th anniversary for being in person. But we did accomplish an online gallery, and we're able to pull off the 59th annual Art in the Redwoods. And so this year, we're going to combine those two things. So we're going to have the online gallery, which Joan Wood helped us create, another one of our volunteer board members. Helped us create that with help from the staff, and we focused a lot on that last year. And so this year, we'll use that same portal to be able to accept entries from literally all over the world, and we'll expand our audiences to Art in the Redwoods for the last 2 years now. So it has been always a local art exhibit. It's always been a members art exhibit. So we always get calls, hey, I've applied, did I get in? Ever since our beginning roots, it's been a members exhibit and not a juried exhibit. So there's a big difference for that, for those that don't know. It is a judged exhibit though. So everybody gets in, and then we have some wonderful judges every year that come, and then they rate each pretty much every piece of art in their category. We have 16 different categories, and we issue a first, second, and third place in those categories. And then we also have judges awards, and then we also have some local awards for environmental, and some we call them special awards. So from local people and organizations that actually sponsor some awards and then help pick those. So it's a great exhibit, I think, and it's a wonderful thing at the very roots of our mission statement, which is to promote public interest and participation in the arts. And I'm very proud of our board of directors and our staff and everyone to be able to pull it off in person this year. But we do have several changes. It's normally a 4-day festival. We have thousands of people that come in through our grounds. And we've decided to really alter it this year as far as attendance wise goes and volunteer wise because of the obvious pandemic and COVID situation. So we're literally going from 300 volunteers down to about 30 to 50 volunteers to put this on.
Wow, that's a big change. So
It
it
is.
must be is it just this weekend then?
The festival has always been just a one weekend festival, usually just a couple of days, but we have a fundraising dinner. And last year we did thanks to another board member volunteer, Karen Tracy, we came up with the concept of the boxed hat dinner. We used to have the top hat. We wanted it to be a little less formal, so we called it the hats off dinner. And then last year we deemed it the boxed hat dinner. So it was a fundraiser dinner to go. And Rosemary from St. Ours took care of that for us. This year we have a great chef, Rebecca. We're back in the commercial grade kitchens of the Art Center, Rebecca Stewart. And so she is our chef, and I have, instead of the kitchen full of 15 volunteers, working on dinner, we have Rebecca and 2 or 3 volunteers in there for the last couple of days working on
Oh
dinner.
my gosh, that's
And so,
Sis, I have to ask you, is it sold out?
so the dinner is sold out. Yes, it is sold out, and so there are no more tickets for the dinner tonight. And then Saturday has sold out as well. So we may release a few more tickets, but when we went to go apply for our permits through the county and with our COVID plan that we came up with months ago, we decided to limit it just to a few hundred people per day and keep it under a manageable amount. We were able to have a concert here in July, and we issued 300 free tickets. And it was a very manageable amount of people. Everything's outside. And so, yeah, we've sold out for the tickets for Saturday. You can check back at the Dolphin, just like with Pato Banto. We may re-release some tickets for people that turn them in, that bought them and can't use them. So the Dolphin is the new place. That's the other big change this year. Instead of having people line up at the gate and have day of sales and not know how many people are coming in or which gate, we went to an all advanced ticketing, which we started back in July for everything we do here. So that way we can control our numbers of people. So that's what we've done. So there are tickets for Friday Champagne Preview, which is tomorrow night, 3 to 7 p.m. We extended the hours as well for that to spread the crowds out. So there are tickets at the Dolphin for that. And for Sunday as well, there are tickets at the Dolphin.
The Dolphin Gallery, folks, is right here at the corner of Highway 1 and Ocean Drive. It is just right across the driveway from KGUA, right next to Cove Azul, and the new gallery, whose name escapes me at the moment. We have so many wonderful galleries here, but so go to actually, you'll often see Seuss sitting outside getting some sun when there is sun at the gallery. And it's an expanded gallery too, isn't it, Seuss? It's a little bit bigger now.
You know, it feels that way, but it's not. It's actually about the same square footage. So we're happy to be in Cypress Village now for about a year. We had our 1-year anniversary, and Rich and Christine Tumor gave us a great deal and got us in there. So thanks to our wonderful landlords. And we're happy to be a part of the Cypress Village family. And we have actually, for the audiences that are going to be in town, we've set up our art fair signs, little red signs with a little white arrow. And now it says tickets with the @ symbol Dolphin. So instead of pointing everyone over to the Art Center grounds, we're pointing them over to the Dolphin Gallery to buy your tickets and then head over to the Art Center.
And
so we're
parking here. So don't worry about parking. Just walk over, get your ticket from the Dolphin Gallery for the art in the Redwoods. How many people I know you gave us a bulk total of how many people per day, but do you limit the amount of people actually wandering around at one time?
Exactly. Yep. Well, no. So we don't monitor it during the day. You can't buy a ticket for, say, 10 to noon or 6 to 7. We did that for Sunday, which is our free morning day, which is what we've done. So that's the only restricted time slot. So if you buy a ticket, you can come and go that whole day. And so we do have a few tickets left for our free Sunday morning for our artists that all entered into Art in the Redwoods. Everyone got a free ticket for that. And also, I'm a firm believer that no one should be turned away for lack of funds. So for every event we do, if there's ever anything that goes on, just give me a call. And we kind of formalize that this year with Sunday morning from 10 to noon. And the Dolphin has some free tickets for that time slot as well. So if you want to come to the festival, you want to check it out, and your funds are a little low, or you just decide you can't pay because it's tough here for everyone, we know, then Sunday morning you can come from 10 to noon, but you still must pick up your ticket at the Dolphin because we're trying to limit the numbers. And as always, youth are free for most of our events, and for Art in the Redwoods always too. So 17 and under gets in free with a paid adult. So come on over, parents, bring your families on Friday or Sunday. So Friday is more geared towards adults. We do have Pellegrino that we'll be serving, but we also have some champagne that comes with that tickets and a few pre-wrapped snacks. So no longer is the day where we have the big buffets of the appetizers. The box hat dinner is to go. We've had to reinvent our food for Art in the Redwoods. No longer can we have Betty O'Neill's favorite lemon bars cooked in her kitchen and brought in to sell. So everything is pre-wrapped. We've had Surf Market donate food. Chucky over at the Gualala Super is donating the sandwiches for that we're going to have for sale. So we'll have a bagged lunch where you can pick your sandwich out and a piece of fruit and a bag of chips. We'll have Caesar salads pre-done with protein, with chicken, roasted rotisserie chicken and tofu protein options. And we'll have baked cookies in our kitchen that we'll be selling as well, all wrapped up in brownies. And then we'll also have, right behind me, the pizza oven will be in full force. But this year, the pizzas will be in pizza boxes and not served to you on a nice plate. So yes, unfortunately, we're going through a lot of landfill, like the entire world right now, for our food. So everything will be packaged up, and then we'll have designated eating areas where which is where I'm in, even though I'm not actively eating or drinking. This will be the only place where masks are permitted to be off while you're actively eating and drinking.
Let me stop you for just a second. Take a breath. Oh, beautiful! The quote new picnic grounds, but they're new for a couple of years, but they look wonderful. This morning on Peggy's Place, we are talking with the very famous David Susalla, from the head of the Gualala Arts Center, executive director, and talking about the wonderful Art in the Redwoods event that's coming up this weekend and all of the changes that have had to happen because of COVID. So, you can go out and enjoy stuff if you just wear your mask, please. And again, that's just keeping, you don't know whose life you're saving. That's the only way I can say it. You might not only be saving yours, you might save somebody else's. But you can still go out and enjoy the artists. We're going to talk about them in just a minute or so here. Great food. Good to know that the food is there. There's the picnic area, and and the pizzas. The pizza oven will be going. That's a big thing at Gualala Arts. So, what Seuss and over the years, the volunteer board of directors and the paid staff have done is a wonderful thing that our community has Gualala Arts, and pick up tickets at the Dolphin Gallery down here at Cypress Village. See, we can all do this together. That's what it's all about, community, and we're looking forward to that. I'm actually getting together with a few people tonight for the box to hat dinner at someone's house, and we may be eating outside. I'm not sure, but that's going to be fun.
Good. Yep.
Pick up a bunch of boxes and be together. So again, it's not about isolation right now. We need each other so much. So Seuss, tell us about some of the artists that are. Oh, and wait, before we get to, I have one last question.
Sure.
I think I'm right about this. Do you allow people to bring their four-legged friends?
Yes. So we do allow four-legged friends that will have little poopy bags that we can give you at the gate, or bring your own, which is wonderful. Please make sure and keep them on a short chain as well, or whatever leash you want to call them, but something short, not real long and expanded. And because of the pandemic, we've expanded kind of our eating areas to spread people out a little bit. So we don't want animals in the eating areas. Obviously, if it's a service dog, then that is, fine. But the county mandates us not to have animals around the eating areas in the dining rooms, quote unquote. So we'll have areas and we'll have signs. So whether there's tables and chairs set up, we're designating as eating and drinking areas. So those places could be unmasked. And we're asking people to keep the dogs away from that. But otherwise, masks are required as soon as you walk in the grounds, Peggy. That's a great thing. And masks are always required inside of the art center. They always have been and they always will be for a while, it looks like. But for the festival, even when we're walking the grounds and it seems like, oh, there's nobody around, we're requiring masks for everybody everywhere during the weekend, unless, like I said, you're actively eating and drinking. And thank you to the Lions. They're going to come in and do their booth. And instead of having 6 lions behind the beverage booth, we're asking that all the booths stay with 1 or 2 people in the booth. And we usually prefer households in the booth. So that's another thing that we've changed, is we've really limited the number of people that are involved in the vendors and being in a booth. So we think we figured out a safe way to do it. We've been playing with this for over a year now. We've had our artists bring in artwork. We've expanded the days to take in shows. So we've had our visual arts gallery open as retail sales for almost a year now. And so we are using that to open this festival as well. So we normally have over 300 works of art. This year, we're limiting the upstairs gallery, so we're limited it to about 250 works of art. So there is no upstairs, there's no elevator to climb, there's no stairways. And on our intake days, we usually would have 2 people at every table helping people out. We've now spread those tables out. There was only 1 person per table, and we spread the art intake over 2 days. So we've really done everything we can to make it as safe as possible. Those of you that have been to the Art Center, our gallery doors are wide open. We have big double doors, like in our auditorium, in our gallery. We have air scrubbers in every room. We've had them for over a year now, blaring. We've had the heaters on. We put extra special filters on our heating system. With the sanitation stations everywhere. We have ceiling fans that are going. So dress warm. Even if it's a warm day, the building could be very chilly. And people are like, oh my goodness, isn't the heat on? It's like, well, yeah, unfortunately the heat is on, but the doors are open too. So through
Oh
the
my
whole winter,
goodness.
and yeah, I know our volunteers are like, oh my goodness. So they're dressed up in denim jackets and, and down coats. But my main concern is safety first. And so that's what I've always said for the last 16 months, going from our directors since March 13th. Every decision we've made was safety first for our community. And then our mission statement came second, which I know we're not supposed to say that it's a nonprofit, but I'll say it again. Our mission is to promote public interest and participation in the art. But if we don't have public and we don't have artists, we can't do our mission. So that was my safety first thing, was for our artists, the community,
Absolutely.
and then our mission came second.
Good
And
for
I'm very,
you.
and Peggy, I'm very proud of our board of directors too, and our staff, because I went to them and asked if you wanted to duck and hide, or if you wanted us to try and figure it out. And so they said, Seuss, whatever you're comfortable with. So we figured it out, and I did not have to lay off 1 staff member. We cut hours a little bit, but with the PPP 1, the PPP 2, and the Cal Relief Grant, and all these other wonderful patrons and sponsors, we've been able to keep our doors relatively open, even when we were shuttered for a while. The Dolphin's been open since July 1st. We have not, we've missed a few shifts because volunteers were gun shy, but we sent staff over to the Dolphin to keep the doors open. We needed the hours, so instead of it being volunteer run, we were at about 80 to 90%. Now we're at about 50-50% at the Dolphin, volunteers and staff. So I'm just really proud of what we've been able to accomplish and keep our artists going, because art, I believe, is a very healing thing, especially now. We need to express ourselves in art. We need to get away, nothing wrong with the media, but we need to get away from the media, get away from the hype and the news, and express to each other, I think, by our art. And we were able to do that online last year. And there's something very magical about being in the presence of the physical art. Nothing wrong with the computers, nothing wrong with our gallery exhibits and all that, and what we're doing right now on Zoom and radio. But to actually be there in person and listen to the quiet of the redwood trees or be in that present of smelling that paint on the canvas that's already kind of dry but not dry. And to hear the ravens in the background, it just is a very magical place to be around. So I hope people can come and experience that this year.
Oh, Seuss, you are saying all the giving people all the right reasons to go there. And you're I know I have to remind people you are listening to Peggy's Place this morning on KGUA in Gualala. And our studio is located just across the road from the Dolphin Gallery, which is part of Gualala Arts Center. And we're talking about art and how important art is. We have a lot of our artists on the air here all the time, whatever medium they work in. And I think you're absolutely right. We have to have art in our lives, and artists, obviously, who are very hardworking people. And you might go to a gallery and think, oh, I want that, and look at the price and think, oh, but that's so expensive. But you don't understand. Most people don't understand what artists do. There's you have to have thinking time. That counts. That's real work time to think about, and the implement. How are you going to implement this project, whatever medium it's in, and then the other part of the creativity, the physical act of whether it's painting or throwing clay or blowing glass or carving wood. I mean, the list goes on. Making jewelry, whatever it is that those artists do is real time. And it's so when you look at something, you are getting an amazing piece of work. If you add up all the time, and the pricing on most things never really reflects how much that artist put into that, including their soul. My goodness, what they do for us, and what that art says when you walk in and you see it. And the wonderful thing, Seuss hasn't said this yet, but at Gualala Arts, by the way, we're talking with David Susalla, known as Seuss, Executive Director of Gualala Arts, is you get to talk to these artists. You get to talk to them about their art and see it, and or perhaps smell it, touch it, all of those Siobhan silks, for example, or whatever it is, the woodwork, the glass, all of those things that you actually see. And probably photography too is going to be there. Card makers, all kinds of things. So this is the joy. And I just saying hats off to you and the board. And I'm coming back, something that just stuck in my head. I'm thinking about your electric bills from
Oh
my God, what that must be like, but keeping people safe. So thank you, Seuss.
Yeah, electric and propane as well. It's just they've probably quadrupled from our normal time. So people are thinking, oh, you're closed, you're down, your expenses are a lot lower. It's like, it's actually the opposite.
It's the opposite. And also, I mean, I know our bill, we are on 24/7, but our bill has, I think, doubled, even with so-called, green power.
Right.
It's
yeah.
amazing.
No, it is, Peggy, and you're right. And so there is pennies on the dollar. Speaking of money, these artists, you brought up a great point, is that these pieces of work are, like you said, it's part of their soul. It's something they created, and they've spent thousands of hours sometimes just even, living this and building a craft, and someone who's been in it in years. It's kind of like, it's so hard to price artwork, but it is such a compliment to the artist to actually put a red dot on there. We have these judges come in, they judge the work, and I've deemed it the Red Dot Award, and that is something that somebody gets, us, the viewing public, that comes in, and I tell the artist, look, if somebody buys your work, goes out and spends their hard-earned money on your work, and they take it home and they want to live with that and be around it, I mean, that's just such a magical thing right there. And so the artists, not only the ones that do it for a living, but we specialize in the first-time artists as well. We've got a 3-year-old artist that has entered in work.
Really?
We have teenagers. Oh yeah, absolutely. She's great. And I have one of her pieces that she entered when she was 2.5 years old, Amethyst, hanging in my office. And so that her parents
love
can, they go and they'll buy art supplies with those commissions. But you know, it is such a thing. And Peggy, you're an artist. We had your photography at the Dolphin Gallery and in different exhibits. It's a very vulnerable thing to put your art out there. So not only do you go out, you create it, you shoot, you paint, you package it up, you show it to your friends, you got it hanging on your wall. To take that and go through this rigorous process that we make them do and to fill out all the stuff, and then to hang it on the wall and to have your friends and neighbors and strangers come and check it out and experience it, it's a big deal for a lot of people. I mean, it's a very emotional thing. And I think personally, after doing this for, I guess it'll be 20 years, January 1st, that I've been involved with Gualala Arts. It's changed people and artists. It's much different than just painting in your studio than it is to actually hang it on the wall and, number one, have the judges look at it before even the public does, and then to put it out there for the public to comment on and to experience. It's a very vulnerable thing. And some artists sit back and they'll watch and listen to people look at their art, and other artists are like, I want nothing to do with that. You can hang it on the wall, but I'm not going to be around. So be careful when you're looking at art and judging art, and when you're in galleries, not just here, but in other galleries as well, because it's a very emotional thing for the artists. And so to please be kind. In general, it's a great, it's kind of my religion, and for the last whatever, is 2 words: be kind. Be kind to your artists, be kind to yourself. Be kind to all your volunteers. It's a very stressful time for everybody. Be kind to those not wearing masks, especially. And those that don't want to wear masks, please be kind and wear them when you're requested. It's very easy to say 2 very simple words and 2 very emotional words for a lot of people. And so if we can just sit back and try to be kind and experience each other and art, we'll get through this like we've gotten through so many other things. And yeah, so there's lots of opportunities to process at the Art Center. Our visual art galleries are all up. We've got 3 wonderful rooms of art to see. Oh, and Peggy, you did mention it will be up for about 2 more weeks after Art in the Redwoods weekend. So I believe it's up through Labor Day weekend. So try and get there. Oh, and we close on Monday though. So we're closed, and we suggest that all businesses across the world close for International Art in the Redwoods Recovery Day, which is Monday. Monday after Art in the Redwoods.
Well, we may not close here, but we will pay homage to you. Know that you are all passed out somewhere.
Exactly. I'll usually be here working on the ICO article and the numbers and the sales and all that stuff. But no, everyone, hopefully, please take the day off, rest, recover. And then, Peggy, one more thing too is I'm not sure about our time that we have, but
we've got about 20 minutes, 25 minutes.
Oh, great. Okay, perfect. I wasn't sure if we were on a short one or a long one today. So I would like to make sure, because I know that there's performance artists out there as well that are kind of like, well, what about us? So we figured out a way. We've moved all the performance art outside this year. So a lot of times we'll have in the Coleman Auditorium and the Coleman Hall, we've renamed that. We would normally have performances on our main stage. And it was a decision that we've made just a couple of weeks ago. But we decided with the new variant that we're just now pushing everything out to the Jamie Amphitheater or out to our Grove, and not doing it in person inside this year for safety purposes. So we have some of your favorites that are coming back. I know that the Ernest Block Bell Ringers, Jeannie Jackson and her crew, is a favorite. So they're going to be coming and performing on both Saturday and Sunday. The ICO has the full program. Times have jumped around a lot for various reasons in stage hopping. But the ICO, I believe, what's today, Thursday?
Today's Thursday, coming out today.
Oh my God. I have time for this interview. We have a festival that happened in a couple of hours.
I know, and normally Jeannie Jackson would be here, but she wants to, she's busy and she's probably working with those bell ringers as we speak, so she said, no, we'll do next week.
So tell her thank you for that. And I spoke with her. She picked out her Mendonoma Sightings Award this year. And so it was real nice to have that. And so we're really looking forward to it. So on Saturday, I believe she's going to be on the stage. And I think on Sunday, she's going to be kind of like minstrels, kind of a smaller bell ringing group, and they're going to perform around the grounds in various locations, I think. So we're and I'm doing all this from memory here. So we're very excited to have them. I believe our coastal singers will be singing masked, probably outside. And so I know that they've been rehearsing here masked. So we will have the coastal singers up on the stage, far away from the public, masks and spread apart. So they will be here. And then we also have Baku, which usually closes out the festival. We're going to have them back again this year to close the festival. And Eric Wilder, your very own Eric Wilder, doing some native stories in the Meditation Grove. So he should be here, hopefully, on Saturday and Sunday. It's still a tentative at this point, but I believe he is coming, unless there's some things happening.
Have you ever heard him sing?
Beyond our controls. I have, actually.
He is wonderful. The most magnificent singer, and I've had the honor several times to be standing next to him, oftentimes at events, and he puts his arm around me, singing in that chest, that voice that just reverberates. It's like, it's an amazing experience. I don't know if, there are public songs that he can sing, so it'll be, I don't know if he'll do that this year, but,
whatever whatever the spirit moves him, he's happy we give him a spot, a stump, as it were, inside of the grove, in the Meditation Grove, and he's happy to do whatever the spirit moves him to do. And we're just honored to have him, especially since he actually was married right here in this grove too. And it's yeah. And I'm always up for, I've been at Gualala Arts for 20 years. I mean, his people have been here for thousands of years. I mean, those artists that have been here are just incredible of what they have done here. And so we're just honored to take a small little baton handing and give us a little window to help celebrate and honor and create and share art here. But and our current president of Gualala Arts too, by the way. So speaking of board members, Eric Wilder is our current president. So thank you, Eric.
Absolutely. Well, I can't help but, listening to your wonderful voices and the way you're talking about art, I'm starting to call you the Redwood art guru in my head, because I think you have so much to say and are so thoughtful about the working with your artists and all the things that go on at Gualala Arts. And I wanted to go just to maybe mention you have your monthly sketches, artwork, and newsletter, and you have classes of all kinds. As I don't know how those are going this year, but lots of different classes. So, there are so many presentations that go on at the Art Center. We don't have to wait till Art in the Redwoods or for one of those special dinners that isn't happening inside at the moment. There's always something going on over there. If no other reason, walk through the doors and look at the art, the beautiful art. So I don't know if you want to say anything about sketches and anything else.
So we have about 11 acres of land here. So we are a forest owner. And so Gualala Redwoods donated 11 acres of land to us. So we've been a steward of this redwood forest. Our gallery's gates are open 7 days a week, 11 to 4, to walk the grounds. We have a great sculpture garden outside. We have a series of trails around here. The doors normally are open 7 days a week, 11 to 4. Our galleries revolve about once a month. We normally have about 30 different interest groups underneath our umbrella. So there's the poetry group and the pizza group and the quilters and the North Coast Artist Guilds and the clay studio downstairs, which is bringing people back in, and Readers Theater, and the Thespians and Gualala Arts Theater, and the list goes on and on and on. I'm going to forget a whole bunch of people, so I always am breaking my rule of never listing people. And the collage group, I know, right. I know. But yeah, so there's always something going on. Check our website. The ICO has a great insert this week. We have had to limit stuff happening. We were hoping to welcome back everybody and bring our dancing classes and bring all of our interest groups back into the building September 1st after Art in the Redwoods. But given the new COVID restraints with the Delta variant, we're probably going to put that on hold, but we haven't made the final decision of that yet. So again, safety first. It was in all the plans. We told all of our groups at the beginning of summer, hey, after Art in the Redwoods is over, we're going to open back up, come on back in, start doing collage every Thursday upstairs, life drawing every Wednesday, Tai Chi every Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, aerobics, the kitchen, all that stuff. We're going to fully open again. And
someday.
Yeah, June 15th came around. I said, yeah, let's hold off till after Art in the Redwoods and see how this whole thing unfolds. And so I think we're going to hold off, but time will tell. We'll see. So the other thing is that I did mention the North Coast Artist Guild. You brought up the Studio Discovery Tour. So the North Coast Artist Guild is one of our interest groups. A lot of people don't understand that. So the Studio Discovery Tour is a part of Gualala Arts. They operate underneath our umbrella. And I believe it's I want to say it's their 29th year. And that program was developed under Carol Metcalf, the director before me. And
29th year, right?
Is it 29th year or something like that? Yeah. Okay, good. I feel like I have COVID fog without the COVID, unfortunately. So my brain has just been foggy. So we're very excited for the studio tour. They're planning on doing it. I know that most of the studios are still going to be open, and they'll have procedures in place as well. And so if anyone's interested in getting into a program or sees a need that the Art Center can fill, my door is always open, or in this case, my Zoom window is always open to discuss new programming, which we have a new program that we're working on now. As well for an artist in residency program that we're trying to formalize. So that hopefully will be announced soon after the board of directors can get together and do some official approving. So we're hoping to do that within the next month or two. This board meeting has been canceled in August because of, you guessed it, Art in the Redwoods every year. We'd love to have our board members volunteer. So yeah, so there's always something to do around here and always something happening, especially at the Dolphin as well. So with the Dolphin Gallery, with this gallery and two galleries, we usually do about 30 to 36 fine art shows a year. And so this year we've been able to do that. We extended them a little bit longer. So during the pandemic, we've probably put on about 15 to 18 fine art exhibits in the last 18 months between the two spaces. So it's a lot of work, and it's a lot of adjusting.
I'm exhausted just listening to you, and I think your brain is doing well. I mean, we all have that COVID fog. I mean, you won't believe the mistakes I am making on the air, and that's public making. You make these once it's out of the mic, I mean, you can't retrieve it, or anyway, I can't believe the number of things that are happening.
I have a lot of respect for you broadcast artists out there, because it's a big deal. And so thank you for having me on today as well. And our new motto here at the Art Center, and I think everybody in the entire world is doing this motto. I've just kind of put it into words in my kind of monthly executive director update. Not necessarily sketches, but our new motto is to plan, adjust, see what the day brings. And then in the last couple of weeks, I added, get some rest. And then adjust again as necessary with an exclamation point.
Plan, adjust. What's your
plan, adjust, see what the day brings. Get some rest, and then adjust again with an exclamation point. Because
And that is so true.
every day you wake up and there's a new set of circumstances that we have to adjust to. And it's really within ourselves to have that attitude to embrace that or to fight it. And so I found another analogy I used to use around here when I first took over Carol Metcalf's position, like I guess 16 years ago. I came up with the analogy of the art center and being the director, and I thought, God, how can anyone do that job of, for being the executive director of Gualala Arts? It's such a whirlwind of an orchestra here, a 10-ring circus of things happening. And for me, as a leader of that organization, I akin it to being a little bit like being on a roller coaster for me, and being in that front cart of the roller coaster. And you're on that front cart and you got to see everyone behind you, right? And so you got your whole team, all the cars, the 30 cars lined up, all interest groups behind you, and they're all looking at you, and you're like the first one climbing the hill. And you're going up the hill, and then you're going down, and you look back and you can be like, okay, now how am I going to present this, and how am I going to handle this? And then so I get to the very top, and instead of holding on to that bar really tightly and trying to grip it, I put my hands in the air and I turn around with a big smile and I enjoy the ride. And I go down with the crew and enjoy the ride with all the interest groups. So I find it much more enjoyable as a leader to enjoy the ride with everybody on the cart rather than being in the front of the cart, having my hands on the handlebar, trying to steer the cart that's going to go where it needs to go, and just try and do the best I can. So that's how I've been doing it. So that's how I'm handling this COVID thing. Is I've got the safety bar down there. I'm always doing it, but I got to try and enjoy the ride too. So that's what we've been trying to do is stay safe, keep everybody in the cart, but enjoy the ride as we're going through it.
Yeah, see, you're so reflective today, and not that you aren't always, but I think those are all very helpful things that we all have to do. You have to go with the flow. I mean, if you think you can control things, it just does never. I've never seen that happen where you sit down and you plan something, and this is happening, and this happens, and this happens. Oh, wait a minute, something happens over here, and
Yep.
okay, we're going to go this way now.
Adjust as necessary with an exclamation point. And this whole thing, this year, this last 16 months has been a prime example of trying to live in the moment and adjust. So that's what we're all doing. And then I'm trying to think, we're wrapping up here pretty soon, right? We got 10 minutes. I'm just looking at or so.
Yeah, we got about 10 minutes. Yeah.
Okay. So you brought up sketches, and so during the pandemic, a couple of things happened. We've issued a monthly sketches newsletter that was in print, and so a couple of things unfolded during the pandemic that were timings of the universe kind of thing. So we cranked out a few sketches. It was March 13th, Friday, that we stopped. Our lease on our color copier unit was up on April 15th. And so I let all of our people know a year in advance or 9 months in advance. I can't remember. I don't know. Those leases are crazy. And I said, look, we fought 6 years ago or 5 years ago for a $1 buyout on our lease from our copier. So we did that. We exercised our $1 buyout on our lease of our copier. And then we decided, because it was costing us a ton of money to produce those sketches newsletters, and we were locked into this lease. And everyone for the last few years have said, why don't you go digital? Why don't you go digital? Well, we already had this monthly cost locked into this lease to produce 1,000 16 to 20 color page sketches newsletters.
Oh,
right? I mean, think about it. And then all of a sudden your program goes to zero, and we're like, huh. So we were able to exercise that $1 buyout lease and get out of that flat fee money. And we went to a weekly e-sketches. So that's now what we're doing is we produce, we, meaning the Imperial we, David Stefan, our publicity manager, puts together our weekly e-sketches, and people can sign up for that on our website. So we felt like we needed to be in touch with our family and our membership more than once a month. And that opening mail didn't seem safe for a while. And so we didn't want to do mailings. So we started our e-sketches, and we've been doing that for quite a while now. So most Thursdays, we'll have an e-sketches that will come out that'll be addressing the issues of the week. And then I usually have an update with that about once a month. That gives an update that's on our website that is all things Gualala Arts and about how we're adjusting with an exclamation point. And so to sign up for that, it's a constant contact, and you go to our website, and I believe there's a little email sign up link on the right hand side that says sign up for emails, and then you can pick and choose what you want to sign up for, whether it's the weekly email or the monthly sketches, we call it, or the chamber group, or there's several excuse me, several options on there to decide what type of emails you'd like to get. Artist notifications, I think.
It's amazing, all of these adaptations that you have gone through, and I mean, on some level, I have to say, folks, that means some extra work. I mean, a weekly newsletter is no tiny thing to do, even with David Stefan on hand. And hats off to David as well for that, who is also the publisher and editor of oh no, the
Lighthouse Peddler.
Lighthouse Peddler. I am sorry. I'm pointing to the lighthouse.
I got your hand signal.
Those of you who don't know, yeah, I'm pointing to the lighthouse. So I mean, all of these things having to, make all of these adjustments. It reminds me of that thing when you're driving with your little map, and you decide to go a different way than the map is, and you hear rerouting.
Yep, exactly.
The best laid plans again.
Oh, yeah.
So that's great. So people can sign up for sketches by going to gualalaarts.org.
.org. Yep. GUALALAARTS.org. So there's two A's in the middle, plural at the end, .org. GualalaArts.org. Susalla from Gualala, right? And in my name, the spelled different. It's so funny because in my name, it's spelled different. And every time my mom sends me a letter, she spells Gualala like Susalla with the two L's in the middle. It's hilarious.
It reminds me, I forgot to remind people, but if you just tuned in, Susalla from Gualala is on Peggy's Place is David Susalla, or Sus, as we just all call him, from the Gualala Arts Center, talking about this upcoming weekend, the art in the Redwoods. There will still be food. There'll be amazing art. You can come and enjoy. You get your tickets at the Dolphin Gallery, so they can they will have an idea of how many people will be around because of COVID. So that's a good thing. If you're not going to go, some people might be waiting for tickets. If you are going to turn in your tickets, that would be nice. All of that going on. But what I started to say is this is also being live on YouTube. So it will be available not only on a repeat at 1:00 on KGUA and on SoundCloud, it will also be on YouTube. So you can see this conversation that I'm now calling him the guru in the Redwood, the art guru in the Redwoods. Sus is being so wonderfully reflective today, and his 20 years at Gualala Arts.
So it just dawned on me actually that yes, this January 1st will be my 20th anniversary of working for Gualala Arts as an employee.
2022?
Yep.
Wow, I bet there's going to be a celebration.
Wow, we're having it right now. Today,
like,
right here.
He's like, no celebration.
No. We're in the moment. Yay, thanks everybody.
Oh my goodness.
So yeah, no, it's and I realized that, Peggy, and I can't remember who I was talking to, but I said 60 years for Art in the Redwoods, and then I said, well, and they're like, oh, how long have you been here? And I said my normal thing, oh, I'm not a local, I've only been here about 20 years, and because we moved here July before I started working here, July 13th, another Friday the 13th, in 2001. And so I've said I've been at the Art Center since January 1st of 2002. And I said, so 20 years. I thought, wow, that's a third of Art in the Redwoods. I'm a numbers
Mhm.
guy. So I was like, huh. So here I thought this big tradition, of 60 years. And then I realized that, Harmony and I have been involved for 60 or 20 years, of a third of that. And that's how we became a member of Gualala Arts. Was we used to give out free memberships at Art in the Redwoods, or what was that? No, I guess if you joined, that's what it was. If you joined that day, you got a free membership to Gualala Arts.
Mm.
And so that's what Harmony and I did. That's how we joined Gualala Arts. I'm just now remembering that right here. Is that we signed up at Art in the Redwoods, and we're like, oh, pay the $5 or $6 or whatever, or join for 30. We're like, or 50 or whatever it was. And we haven't changed our prices, so it is. I should know this. It's $30 individual. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm not supposed to talk pricing on public radio.
I'm
so
sorry. You're
I,
right. You're not supposed
I'm
to.
not supposed to talk
I was-
rate. So it's
but
very reasonable priced, but it was
it
right.
hasn't
I can say that.
changed.
Sorry.
Yes, you can say that.
I'm
It
sorry.
hasn't
A
changed.
very reasonably priced membership that we got in for free. And so
okay.
maybe I'll start that up. So anyone that wants to join Art in the Redwoods, if you've never been a member of Gualala Arts and you're at Art in the Redwoods, come find me, and I will give you a free membership to Gualala Arts. How about that?
Very, very.
Welcome you to our family.
So you are a numbers guy. How long have you and Harmony been married?
Oh my gosh, you're going to do that to me, aren't you?
I'm sorry, you're
22.
Door. 22.
It is 22 years. We got married on Bowling Ball Beach, and we, I believe, will be together. God, oh, Peggy, you're going to do this to me, aren't you? It's about 22 years, and we're together almost 30 years. We started dating on Valentine's Day, and we got married on Bowling Ball Beach June 6th. And we go back to Bowling Ball Beach every year, and we rewrite our vows to each other.
Oh my gosh. Oh, now that's just too sweet.
So every year, low tide, Bowling Ball Beach, we go rewrite our vows, and we pick one daisy for every year we've been married as we're driving to the beach, because the local florist was out of daisies, and the florist said, oh, you know what? Go pick all your own daisies that you want, because that was Harmony's flower she wanted. And we're like, really? And we're like, she's like, yeah, they're all over the roads. And so we just hadn't realized that. But we had been coming up here for 10 years before that, vacationing.
Okay. I'm so sorry. I love hearing that story. I didn't mean to put you on the spot.
Oh no, and we're
beautiful story, but we are out of time, Sus.
Oh my goodness.
Okay,
well, thank you. I would not be here without Harmony and all the volunteers and the sponsors and the board of directors and everybody with all arts promoting public interest and participation in the arts since 1961. I love you all. Come to Art in the Redwoods, come to something else. Thank you, Peggy, for having me today.
Love it. Thank you. Love you guys. And
Love
that's
you
it.
too.
We'll see you at the Gualala Arts somewhere along the line this weekend.